Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A dry start to the new year only lasted one day. This rain is going to be sticking around through at least part of the weekend. It's a severe weather alert day, and WYMT Chief Meteorologist Paige Noel has more on the potential for high water issues. Paige?
Yeah, Steve, the biggest issue is definitely going to be the flooding potential that we could see as we head into tonight and even as we head into tomorrow and even into your Saturday. Right now, that heavy rain, though, starting to move in, starting to see some areas getting some breaks, but we've definitely seen some of that heavier rain moving into some areas. You can see it just moving into parts of Letcher County, a little bit into Pike County as you're seeing those darker greens and even those yellows. And then as we look down into the Cumberland Valley, which is the area we're actually keeping a very close eye on as we head into the next couple of days. Saw some heavier rain a little bit earlier down into parts of Whitley County and even into Knox County, but now starting to get a little bit of a break from Laurel down to Whitley and even into Knox. But of course, more is on the way. You see that here as we go ahead and take you into Future View for tonight. Heavy rain continues, and really we're going to keep a close eye on Kentucky, Virginia, that Tennessee border, really right around there where that heavy rain is expected to fall, becoming slightly more scattered as we head into your Friday. That's good news. We definitely want to see that to hopefully give us a little bit of a break, but more rain's really just expected throughout the day on Friday, especially as we head into your Saturday. And by Saturday, temperatures drop as that cold front moves in, which means a little bit of a wintry mix is possible Saturday night into your Sunday. So a little bit of a weather roller coaster over the next couple of days. We'll talk about the timing and impacts coming up in just a little bit.
All right. Paige, thank you. Attorney General Daniel Cameron is asking the FBI to investigate former Governor Matt Bevin's pardons. Cameron confirms the request in a letter to State Representative Chris Harris and Senate Minority Leader Morgan McGarvey. Now, those two lawmakers, you might remember, requested an investigation last month. In a statement today, the pair said Kentuckians need to know if the pardon of Patrick Baker in Knox County was granted improperly. Baker's family raised thousands of dollars for Bevin in 2018. Baker was convicted in 2017 of reckless homicide in the death of Donald Mills. We hope to have reaction from Knox County coming up at 11. A deputy jailer here in Perry County is behind bars after police say he smuggled drugs into the jail. WYMT's Madison Pergram has more on the arrest.
It started as a tip.
From that point, started looking at that deputy, watching some tape video of him, some suspicious behavior inside the cells, of him going in and talking to inmates.
A tip that one of their own might be smuggling drugs into the jail.
First of all, it's disheartening to know that one of your brothers would bring something into the jail that would put the inmates at risk and his fellow officers.
And a topic Lonnie Brewer, jail administrator, discussed with his own.
We talked about, do not fall prey to this. Do not become someone bringing stuff in this jail, because if you get caught, we are going to prosecute you, and we're going to do it to the fullest extent of the law.
Words that Deputy Jailer Shannon Adams did not follow. He was arrested during a traffic stop with a cigarette pack of Suboxone.
Not for just this jail, but I hope the other jails, deputies realize it's not worth the risk.
A risk that is defeating the purpose.
We want the folks that come to jail to get help. We want them to go back out in the communities and support their families, be a support to their children and to their wives, husbands, whatever the case may be, but better than what they come to jail. And when you got a deputy who would bring drugs into the jail, that is no help.
In fighting a problem, places like the Kentucky River Regional Jail try to prevent every day. In Perry County, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
Adams is charged with second-degree trafficking. A Pulaski County woman is accused of driving under the influence with her grandson in the car. Deputies arrested Lily Hines yesterday. They say she told them she'd been drinking and took pills. She also admitted to driving to the ER with her grandson to see family. Deputies say Hines failed a field sobriety test. She's charged with DUI and endangering the welfare of a minor, among other charges. It was a scary situation for one mother in Magoffin County on New Year's Day after the sheriff's office said her daughter threatened to stab her. It happened at a house in Salyersville. Deputies say the mother of Whitney McCoy told them when she came home, McCoy tried to fight her and tried to push her off the porch. Then deputies say McCoy went and got a knife. When deputies tried to arrest McCoy, she pulled away from deputies and swung her arms. She was taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center and faces several charges. A Laurel County man is behind bars after police say he strangled a woman. Deputies say this man, Jason Thomas, was arrested at Finley Trailer Park Road this morning. Investigators say Thomas hit a victim several times and choked them until they lost consciousness. Thomas is charged with 4th-degree assault, 4th-degree strangulation, and drug possession. The Kentucky Department of Corrections reported its inmate population in 2018 showing an overpopulation in jails and prisons across the Commonwealth. Floyd County hopes to ease that problem a bit while also providing hundreds of state jobs to workers in the region. WYMT's Buddy Forbes spoke to the county's judge executive about the progress of the Southeast Kentucky Correctional Facility.
More than 24,000 inmates in jails and prisons across Kentucky.
I certainly believe there's a need for the prison to be reopened.
That overcrowding led to an announcement in October that the former Otter Creek Correctional Facility in Wheelwright would reopen its doors as a state prison.
We've got a facility there in Wheelwright sitting empty that could eliminate or alleviate a lot of the pressure that's currently on the system, and the facility's ready to go.
Judge Executive Robbie Williams says there has been a little concern since former Governor Matt Bevin signed an executive order to lease the property during his last day in office.
There may be an issue because it didn't go through a legislative committee process. That's the only thing that's concerning to me.
But he says he remains confident and hopes that now Governor Andy Beshear will help the Southeast Kentucky Correctional Facility move forward.
Governor Beshear has always been a friend of Floyd County, and I certainly think the governor and our local legislators are going to stand up and make this happen.
Because it is something he believes the region needs.
You know, if you create 200 jobs in this part of the country, you're on front page, it's big news.
And the county deserves. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Williams says he's been in contact with people in Frankfort this week and has every reason to believe the prison will reopen as the details are worked out. A West Virginia bar is being forced to close after 7 people were shot there on New Year's Day. The city of Huntington is closing the Culture Hookah Bar. 2 of the 7 people remain in critical condition. The rest are considered stable. The mayor says the business originally applied as a retail business and was approved. It later applied to become a bar, but did not follow procedures to be licensed. The mayor says the business has not paid any taxes, which helped the city's decision to close it. And now the city is not allowing any new bar to open within the city. New gun laws in Tennessee took effect yesterday. The new rule says applicants can watch a 90-minute online video instead of taking an 8-hour class to obtain a handgun carry permit. Applicants are tested after the video presentation and will still have to pay a $60 fee. They may still take the 8-hour class, which includes FaceTime with instructors and a live fire test. State lawmakers will have hundreds of bills to consider when they come back to Frankfort next week, but the budget is always the big item and usually the most divisive. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has a preview of some of the issues legislators will be tackling over the next 3.5 months.
These chambers and hallways are quiet now, but is this the calm before the crazy?
This is going to be something different for everyone. No one knows exactly what to expect.
For the first time in modern history, there's a Republican majority in both the House and the Senate, along with a Democratic governor. Can they find common ground?
Traditionally, when
Representative Hatton believes they can, saying the hot-button issues are in the minority this year.
Economic development, access to jobs, keeping taxes low, and health care and education issues. I mean, every Kentuckian wants the same thing in that regard. So
hundreds of bills have been pre-filed. Some of those include potential laws dealing with sports wagering, taxes or restrictions on vaping, changes to charter school laws, and possibly this year, medicinal marijuana.
Well, medicinal marijuana, I think there's certainly an appetite for that this session. I don't think we're quite ready to talk about recreational marijuana in Kentucky, but
the budget talks will be the big one. Governor Beshear will likely present his proposal in late January, and he's promised teacher raises will be included.
I think that if that's the governor's priority, that he will do what is necessary to make sure that that remains the priority for the legislature.
Lawmakers will gavel in at noon on Tuesday, and by law, they must adjourn following a veto session at midnight, April 15th. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
We tried to get statements from the House Speaker and Senate President, both Republicans, but neither responded to our requests. Well, you can kick off the new year by saving a life tomorrow. The Kentucky Blood Center and WYMT are partnering to ensure there is an adequate blood supply for the new year. The Bloodmobile will be parked outside our station from 3 until 6 tomorrow afternoon. Donors will receive a KBC hoodie. To schedule a donation, you can visit kybloodcenter.org. Walk-ins are also welcome.
And that soggy weather continues tonight with overnight lows dropping into about the mid-40s. How long will the rain last and how much are we going to get? Well, I'll have that answer coming up in just a little bit.
And what are the chances? A mother and son both born on New Year's Day, but that's not the only thing that makes them unique.